You alright, lads? This is GeordieJedi here. Today, Newcastle United face QPR at home, and we won 1-0 with a 70th minute nice goal from Sissoko. But we'll go into the game. We'll come up against QPR. Paul Merson, the prick. I don't like Paul Merson. I really just don't like him. Predicted 1-1. Well, he's an idiot. Never liked Paul Merson. Really just don't like him at all. Bit like Mark Lawrenson. Just don't like them. If they just seem to hate Newcastle in one form or another. But anyways, we're going up, in fairness to them, we're going up against a QPR side that had done well against Manchester City. They ran them ragged. You know, Charlie Austin in particular was brilliant for Man City, against Man City. So it gave a reason to worry. But of course we were incredibly confident ourselves. But we did unfortunately have quite a few injuries going into the game, let alone we had a couple more. Well, we had one more coming out, and very unfortunately, which I'll get onto in a bit. You know, Colaccini was injured, Stephen Taylor's injured, Rolando Aarons is injured, Overton, of course, is still injured. Tiote, well, actually, I'm not sure about Tiote, I don't think he was, but basically, you know, we had so many injuries, we had to make do. Ryan Taylor was playing, Dummett and Williamson were playing. You know, as a centre-back partnership, which was obviously dodgy, because I like Dummett, but I prefer him as a left-back. But it was probably about as strong a team as can make. Sissoko was captain for today, because obviously Colaccini and Tiote wasn't playing. So Sissoko was made captain, which was ended up being a really good decision. He was a pretty good captain. So, you know, props to Pardew, because I'm assuming it was his decision. So, we'll go into the game. Apart from, funny enough, our strategy was a little bit off in my opinion. We kept doing balls over the top to Jose Perez, to Jose. I mean, he's not going to do anything. He's a short guy. He's brilliant, or at least he will be brilliant. But he prefers on the shoulder and to balls past the defender. Over the top won't work, because he's not going to win any headers so much. If you have Andy Carroll, well, any big striker really, fair enough, you'll win. But no, not Jose Perez. You need to do other kinds of balls. But we kept doing it with free kicks, corners, and Ryan Taylor, main instigator of those, obviously, you know, specialist. He got on to the end of a decent Cabela corner that came in. Then, at about, I think, 32 minutes in, he got injured. He got injured. He'd been back. He'd only been back about 2 games. Really, I mean, for fuck's sake. Poor bastard. Really, fuck. He left the field crying. It was that bad. I mean, God, every Geordie feels bad for him. Everybody else should feel bad for him. He's waited over a year. Well over a year. It was back in maybe it was when we won the Europa League. Is his last game against Atromitos, I believe it was his last game. And he comes back, you know, does well against Man City, and then gets injured again. Funny enough, his surgeon that worked on him, I can't remember the surgeon's name, but you know, it's Stedman, I think it is. Basically, he works on a lot of pro footballers and athletes in general. He was there. He was in the stadium watching the game just because he wanted to. He wanted to see what Ryan Taylor was up to, and he went with him to the hospital for the scan. So that's kind news. Anyways, obviously we had to make a change. You know, played the game, went to half time. We looked decent. I'd say it was 0-0. We looked all right, but we didn't have as much. I suppose attacking. Just general attacking, or didn't fight for the ball. We gave them time, which they needed. If we didn't give them time, they'd have been in more shit than they were. Came out second half and we did a bit better. We looked a bit more fast. We somewhat stopped, you know, balls over the top. There was still the odd couple, but you know, that's the case of the game these days. 70th minute, ball comes into Sissoko on the left side of the opposition's goal. He sort of drags it around so that he can swing at it with his right foot, and he swung and he scored. Now this is really important because if we won, we went fourth. I mean, we're fifth now. We did win, obviously. We went fourth for a bit, but Man U beat Arsenal, so you know we're fifth now. But that's still amazing, really. Obviously, we went wild. It was everybody in the stadium went wild. It was an amazing goal and a very good time to get it. Played out the game, not too much excitement really, and it ended 1-0, fifth. Fucking good. Been waiting for this kind of results, you know. I've missed watching Match of the Day. I've missed watching it. So, I'll finish up there. This means a lot. Next game is against Swansea, I believe. Is the next game. They're tough. They're pretty much in a similar position we are in terms of the league table. As I recall, they were doing pretty well. They might have went down by now. Anyways, this being the Geordie Jedi. Leave a like if you can, it really helps. Subscribe for more videos. A bit of a short one today. I'm a bit because something that I should point out. I wasn't at the stadium. You know, I didn't watch it live. I was at work. I watched the match when I got back, but I'm also a bit under the weather. I'm afraid I'm a little bit ill, so that's why this is a little bit short. I don't have, you know. Anyways, may the force be with you.